Hi, everybody. This is your announcement for College 101 for the week of, oh gosh, what is this week going to be? We're at the end of June. I believe it will be June 29th, is what we're looking at. So, yeah, the semester's going by very fast. So this is actually week 6 of our session. And so this is kind of a tough time to be in a summer class because we're pretty much in the middle of the class, and you know, some of you I know are having some issues getting work in, and frankly, it's hard to stay motivated. It can be hard to stay motivated in a summer class, especially when now it actually is summer. We're looking at the 4th of July. Although, of course, big celebrations are kind of out for this year because of the pandemic. Um, I know for me, my family, we're planning to watch Hamilton on Disney Plus. That's going to be our 4th of July celebration. So I'm very excited about that. But anyway, just when you're taking classes, it can be hard to stay motivated. So here's your question, your extra credit question for this week's announcement. Tell me, how will you motivate yourself to keep going to the end of this session? Okay, we got 4 more weeks to go. So how are you going to hang in there? How are you going to get yourself to keep going to finish strong? Okay, so answer that. You get 1 extra credit point just for watching and answering that question. Okay, so last week we talked about making schedules and time management. This week, we move on to the next module, which is Module 5, and to, I think, an equally important topic, which is managing stress and making healthy choices. Okay, and this is something that, maybe you don't think about as far as being a college student, but it is so important because, let's face it, taking college classes can be stressful, especially if you're taking them all online. Because you're on your own, right? I mean, you're responsible for getting to your computer and reading the material and doing all of the work on time. And that can be very stressful to manage that along with the rest of your life, which might include a full-time job. It might include raising children, or caring for, a sick or elderly parent. Lives are complicated. So managing all of that and taking college classes can be very stressful. So along with that goes the choices that we make as far as our diets. Do we exercise or not exercise? I know for me, in the last 15 years, I've become someone who exercises regularly. I wasn't always that way. I used to be pretty sedentary. And now I try to run, not really long distances anymore, but I run and I walk and I go to the gym. And these really help me, especially in this time that has been particularly stressful, right? With a pandemic going on, and having to stay at home and being, anxious because not knowing about the future and feeling less in control. Exercise has really helped me to kind of get through a lot of that stress and anxiety, and I highly recommend it. Okay, so let's move into the module. Let me show you what we're doing before I ramble too much more. Okay, so June 29th. Okay, that's Monday. All right, today's June 28th, which is on Sunday. So here is our overview page, and I have to stress again, remember that you cannot get to the assignments until you open and read these pages that are in the module. These pages are your book. Okay, we don't have a textbook. Instead, you're to read all of these pages, and that is your book. Okay, so this tells you our objectives. There's 5 different objectives that we're going to look at. We're going to look at the common causes of stress. You're going to document the common causes of your stress. You're going to document behaviors and reflect on the effects of stress management. You're going to identify techniques for coping with stress, and we're going to discuss a coping technique to apply for the rest of the session. We'll say session instead of semester. Okay, so then this page is all about stress and the module on stress. So this tells us what we're going to be doing, and you have an assignment similar to the one you did for time management, where you're going to create a health journal which tracks your habits for the week. Now, again, since this is a summer class, if you can get 3 days minimum, I'll be happy. If you get more than that, I'll be ecstatic. Okay, but a minimum of 3 days where you track your health habits, your diet, your exercise, all of that, your sleep even. That's also very important. Okay, so the next page you have the assignment. Now this is going to be due on July 3rd. Okay, so for all of these days, okay, read these instructions, but basically all these days you're going to record the amount of fruits and vegetables you eat, what physical activities you do, and how much you sleep, okay, and how well did you sleep, okay, because so you document the fruits and veggies, how many hours did you sleep, how many times did you wake up, okay, like for me, my cat wakes me up like twice a night. Did you hit the snooze bar when your alarm went off? So, and again, your physical activity. Okay. Now, along with this, you got to do a little bit more. I would like you to write a paragraph answering these questions. Okay. So I want you to reflect on what you document here and answer these questions. All right. And here's the rubric that I'll be using to grade you. And again, this is due July 3rd, which is Thursday. Okay. So hitting next. Okay, so these are articles which I think are very helpful about stress and how it works. All right, so please read all of these. Like I said, this is your book. And actually, there's a video here. Okay, this is really neat. I love TED Talks. I don't know if you've heard of TED Talks, but this is a video about stress and how we can manage it better. All right, so do that. Then you hit next. Okay, so your next assignment then is for you to identify what are your stressors. Okay, so think about your life and what are the sources of stress that you feel like right now. Okay, so this doesn't have to be really long, just a few sentences for each of these questions is fine. And then again, this is the rubric. Now this is due sooner. Okay, this is actually due on June 30th, which is Tuesday. Okay, so you got to get busy, get this stuff in. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, I might change that due date just to make it a little less stressful for you. Okay, so just keep your eyes peeled. Okay, next page is more about stress and how much control you have over those things that make you stressed. Okay, so make sure you read that. These are good articles about how diet and exercise influence stress. Okay, so make sure you read those. These are all really well written and very helpful. Okay, this is due July 1st. This is an assignment, Techniques for Managing Stress. So based on your research, okay, that means looking at the articles that you read, and then I want you to go out and find other ways to manage stress from the internet, and let me know where you found them, and then answer these questions. Identify at least 12 strategies or techniques for coping with stress. For each, give a brief description of how each can help manage stress, and the source, in other words, where you got the information from. And then secondly, number 2, select at least one of the techniques you've listed to put into practice this summer. Okay, so in other words, which one of these techniques might you begin to use to help you to manage your stress? Okay, so this is also due on July 1st, which is Wednesday. Okay, So then next. Okay, so this is telling us how you can reduce your stressors. All right, so steps you can take to kind of breathe and figure out, okay, what is stressing me out and how can I manage it? All right, so that's a good, really helpful page. All right, this is your last assignment, I believe. This is due July 3rd, which is Friday, or Thursday. No, Friday. Yeah, Friday, because the 4th is Saturday. Okay, so we want you to do a discussion here. Okay, so share a habit that you do to manage your stress. All right, so keep in mind you need to post your part 1 to this discussion by, let's see, July 3rd, so July 1st on Wednesday. You need to post part 1. And then part 2 is to read and reply to at least 3 of your classmates. And you have until July 3rd to do that. Okay? So, if you have any questions about this discussion, let me know. But that's what it is. You're going to share your stress busting technique and also reply to your classmates. Okay? So that is what is happening for this week. Okay, so I might change some of these due dates just to make it a little bit more manageable for you. So just keep your eye open for that. But everything will be due this week. Okay, everything's going to be due this week before July 3rd is over, which is Friday. All right, so that's what we're doing. If you have questions, please contact me. Those of you who are watching, I know it's just a few of you, I thank you for watching this announcement. And like I said, hang in there. And again, tell me, how are you going to motivate yourself to keep going to the end of the session? Okay, thank you for watching. I hope everyone has a good week and a good and safe 4th of July. Bye.